Hey, you guys, it is February 11th, 2026. Welcome to Hit List. How's everyone doing tonight? Yeah.
You're all right.
We have a lot to talk. Well, not too much to talk about. It's not a full of docket as it was last week and the week before, but we have a few things to get into. First off, we have a guest with us tonight. A long time in the making, you guys. I've been a fan of Reese for the last 5 years, watching some of the stuff he's produced. I've always wanted a chance to work with him, and we've been doing like this. And we finally got him here tonight. Reese G, as he's known. How are you, Reese?
I am peachy, wonderful, great, and awesome, and beautiful at the same time. I am so happy to be finally on the hit list, a part of the hit list, finna hit the list with y'all. I am so ready.
Well,
I'm excited.
I'm so happy to have you. So I could do it, but I think you could do it better. Why don't you tell the audience and the co-host a little bit about yourself? Brag on yourself a little bit.
Oh, I love to brag on myself. Well, I am G, not Cardi B, but I still get to the money. Oh, and I am a web reality icon. That's what they gave me, so I will take it. I will accept it. I'm an activist and advocate here in the city of Dallas. So I'm as much shit that I talk. I don't know if I can cuss, but as much shit that I talk. I definitely fight for LGBTQ rights every single day. Most people know me most famously from moving from Atlanta. I was a stylist for 11 years in Atlanta, worked with all your favorite reality girlies. Then I moved here thinking I was going to get a dog, a house, and a man. That didn't work out because God said I got other plans. And then he made me a producer, and I've created some magnificent work for us. And I'm just looking to do more in the future. So,
That's what's up. Well, again, like I said, I'm a fan, and I'm proud of you being a Black gay man.
Gay?
Yeah.
No, just playing. I'm joking.
But yeah, welcome. You're officially part of the Hit List family now. So, and thank you. So what's going on up there in Grand Rapids, Michigan? Natasha, how was your week?
My week is going great. I was doing just wonderful right up until getting ready for the show, and my old fat self slid down the stairs. And my child, being the biggest hater in my life, said, Mama, your butt is showing. And so now I just popped in a leave, and I'm just hoping that I have like two or less bruises and no broken bones when I wake up in the morning. Because 43 and falling is not where it's at. So y'all just pray for y'all girl, because we too old and too big to be falling at this stage in life.
Well, my prayers will be with you, boo. And hey, you're gonna feel it in the morning. So if you need any medicine, I got
it now. Okay. I might have a shot of whiskey during the show.
Okay, well, whatever you need to do to get that, have that under control, go ahead. So down there in Hotlanta, Georgia, Miss Shaq, how are you this week?
Better. Things are quieting down. I'm getting used to my new normal with my bonus baby. Matter of fact, I gotta remember check in with him tonight. Working and thinking of a master plan. I am thinking of doing a career pivot, and it's a lot that goes into it. And I am it would be a big thing. I am right now currently looking at AI and what that world holds for me, and I don't know what's going to happen or how it's going to go. But remember, I am also a corporate worker, and so the corporate future is here, and so there's a lot going on. And anytime you see something that you deem as being maybe unsafe or irresponsible, if you can't stop it, I don't think it ever hurts to try to see if you could maybe be involved and possibly make it a little bit better. And maybe you can't, but we do what we can live with. And there is a lot to that world that can't be stopped, but there are some things that can. be brought to people's attention, the education and the like. And so I'm exploring a lot of different thought paths, and we'll see where we end up on it. So ain't nothing going on with that, which is huge. You know?
What'd you say?
So,
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
oh, I was like, that's just huge. But other than that, there's nothing going on. You know.
Awesome. Well, you know that we're always here for you, whatever you're going through. Your hit list standing 10 toes behind you. So, and prayers are in order. So,
baby, these days I need about 40 toes.
We all do.
Y'all put y'all fingers in, y'all ears, whatever y'all got.
Tamar down there in Dallas.
Hi, what's popping? Oh my God, Reese, I'm so happy to see you. I've done some work with Reese, and I just love Reese. And yeah, you have done some things for this community, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds. But I'm so happy that you're here with us tonight. But yeah, no, Dallas, we just came out of the cold. I mean, just photography. I've been doing my photography things coming up. I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy to be on the show and just see like my family. You know, I've been waiting for the show all week. I'm like, it's some stories that we got to get into. So yeah, I'm here for it.
Most definitely. Well, I'm happy to see you. You know, I am always happy to see my Tamar and to talk to you. We've been playing phone tag the last couple of days as well, but we're together now, so that's all that matters. And Michael, Detroit, how are you?
Oh, you know me, bumping and grinding, heavy on the bump, heavy on the grind, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Same shit, different day over here. You know, doing the Lord's work, for those rights as I normally do. Staying busy, so far staying out of trouble, so I have no complaints.
Well, that's good. But a little trouble is not. There's nothing wrong with a little trouble sometimes, you know.
Especially a little good trouble.
Well, it depends on what your definition of good and bad is.
Now something's wrong with.
Okay, hold on. I just got a text. Sorry. Okay, so first off, before we get into the thing of the things, disclaimer, copyright under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So, if you have a problem with some material or pictures or clips that you might think that is yours and I'm using without asking you, please just DM me. I'll try to take it down, but don't sue me because I don't got no money for you. So, let's get into the first thing before we get into our, the docket list. You know, February is Black History Month. This week, and last week I told you every week this month we're going to be highlighting a pioneer or someone who have paved the way for what we do here or what we all do, our jobs and our careers or whatever. And not that there's anything wrong with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but, you know, we hear a lot about them all the time. And so this week I went with Madame Leontine Price. She is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. Let me get my little list up here. Here we go. Miss Leontine Price. She was born in 1927 in Laurel, Mississippi, to a carpenter father and midwife mother who was also an excellent singer. A young Leontine Price began her musical training at the age of 5. Her mother's stroller, lullabies, her mother would sing her to set the tone for her impending career, but not much could prepare her for the adverse that she would be, coming upon entering her career. She is a lyric soprano who caught the attention of composer Virgil Thompson, who invited her to sing at the segregated all-Black opera Four Saints and Three Acts in 1952. And from there, just years later, she was the first Black woman to perform at the Metropolitan Opera House, where she received a 40-minute standing ovation, her first performance. I found a clip of her that I want us to, someone was asking her, what she does and how would she explain herself. And I just thought I really liked what I saw, so I want to show it to you guys really quick. Here we go. Video. Miss Price.
Been blessed with a voice that is, even to me, breathtakingly beautiful. That's total immodesty. I do not apologize for that. I don't know of anything, not even myself, that I love more than my sound. It gives me goosebumps when it's at its best. Yes, my voice is beauty. My voice is America. My voice is my blackness. My voice is love. My voice is God.
And that is Miss Leontine Price. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Oprah's legendary Legends Ball, but she was one of the legends that Oprah saluted. I think the ball was almost 20 years ago now. That's crazy. And actually, her birthday was yesterday, and she turned 99. She is still with us. Not singing anymore, but still mentoring and teaching at Juilliard, and just being. She's so beautiful. So beautiful and regal. And so we just salute her, and that is our individual we are highlighting this week. I also, before we get into the docket, want to say we are remembering The Voice, Whitney Houston. She died, I can't believe it, February 11th, 2012. She's been gone. So we salute Whitney as well, and Whitney has no reason being dead, but
None.
I don't question God, and but
We need
miss
her.
Yeah,
We need her right now.
we do more than in anything. We need her.
And fun fact, I don't know if y'all know, but Leontine Price and Whitney Houston are cousins.
Really?
Yeah, they're cousins.
I did not know that. Thank you, Reese, for that.
Oh.
So let's get into our first docket item. Who watched the Super Bowl halftime show? By show of hands.
I'm glad you made that distinction, halftime show, and not the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I watched the whole thing.
Did you?
Bless your heart.
I actually watched for the game.
Yes.
But I watched all of it.
So you guys, I thought he did really good. I give it overall, it was a solid A. The set design, the creative direction, choreography, the spectacle of it all, the pyrotechnics, the lighting. I think everything was great. But not everybody felt that way. Reese, what was your thoughts on the halftime show?
I think that shout out to Benito. He got up there and did his thing, and I wanted to just I think I did at the time. I was just like, I want to just mi gente Latino too, but I'm not. But I really appreciated all of the fact that this man got up there and represented his country and literally turned the field into the streets of Puerto Rico. I really appreciated it. The cameos, shout out to the Lady Gaga of it all, the Cardi B, the Jessica Alba. We love to see Honey Daniels up in the building, the Ricky Martin of it all. I like that they all were there in support of him. Yes. And the political moment that he gave. And I am okay with it being completely in Spanish. Y'all don't understand. Some people don't understand. I didn't understand. But one thing I did understand is the message behind the entire performance. I loved it.
Most definitely. And the message is together we are America, and love is stronger than anything. Michael, what did you think about it? Excuse me, guys, really quick.
Ashleigh, I'm glad you asked. When I was a young buck, I spent a couple of years with a Puerto Rican. Absolutely batshit crazy. And that's not me being, it was like the medical diagnosis, okay? But it was kind of like a yin and yang situation. Asked like two Christmas hams fighting over a crab apple. So, you take the bad with the good. Now, why do I mention this in the context of the Super Bowl? You know, I used to get yelled at a lot in Puerto Rican Spanish. And over that 2-year period, I think I understood maybe 4 or 5 words, but I still enjoyed myself. So just like this Super Bowl halftime show where I really didn't know what he was saying or what he was doing, I thought it was nice. I agree with Reese. Mr. Bunny was bippity bopping around. Ricky Martin was there. Lady Gaga in a dress. All right, beautiful gowns. That's what we say, right? So, you know, overall, I'm going to hold the line. It gets, you know, a high grade, high marks from Professor Michael.
Okay. Natasha.
He gave a production, which, you know, I that's what I look for a Super Bowl performance. I need a production. My only critique is Stephanie, aka Lady Gaga. She should not have been there. That spot should have been to Gloria Estefan, to Shakira, hell to even J Lo. And you know I don't really see it for her. That should have been to another Spanish speaking artist, and they still should have continued singing in Spanish. That is my only critique. That should not have went to a white woman. That should have been to a Spanish speaking artist, because at that point it was a pacifier. Like, here, damn, take it. Don't do it.
Do you think that was intentional, or do you think
Yes.
you do?
Yes, it was a pacifier. Don't even give that much to them. Keep it all 100% Spanish, because while I didn't understand one lick of anything that they said, I understood that there was a message, and that performance was not for me, but I understood the message. And everything is not for me, and everything is not for white consumers neither. That was a specific performance for the Latino community, and they deserve representation too. And so Lady Gaga had no point in being there. I love seeing Mr. Ricky Martin. As soon as I heard him singing, before we even saw him on camera, I knew that was him, because, you know, our parents watched General Hospital and we watched General Hospital with them. So we knew who that was. But Miss Stephanie, no, she ain't had no business being up there. Save that for another day. That's my only critique.
Okay. Shaq.
I want to piggyback what she said about Gaga. I think what I hope we all learn from this is why you just shouldn't try to pacify people, because it does not work. I do true. Other than the fact that we know Gaga can sing, I really think the only reason she was there was to give some white people some representation, and they act like she wasn't even up there. So, you know, what was the point?
Yeah.
So I think they should have skipped it, not just because they should, but because it wasn't going to have the intended effect anyway. You know, they didn't want that show, period. And so since they don't want it, you're going to do it, just do it. That's how I feel. With that being said, I really enjoyed the show. I think that some people are definitely probably upset, right? Because the Super Bowl, in theory, is dancing. It's a dance show. It's a fun show, and that wasn't what this was. It was like a mini Broadway show or something. It was like a mini musical. It was a mini musical, and I think that, you know, for some people, they did want to just be singing and dancing and partying, similar to what we got like from a Usher. So looking at it like that, I can kind of see why people maybe were just like, man, we just want to dance and hang out, but that isn't what we got. And I did enjoy the musical. It was visually entertaining. I don't like getting too caught up in the talk about how I couldn't understand it, right? Mm-hmm. Because we did understand it. I think I wrote about this the next day, and I have a line. I said, people of color standing in fields. What's more American? You know, so I don't think you needed to understand the words per se to know exactly what you were looking at. It was very American to me. And then the part with him giving his award to the little boy, and then, you know, hearing the stories the next day was pretty awesome. So overall, I enjoyed the show. I don't think it's something, you know, that I would want to see again per se. I hope we can one day get back to the music, but the way this world is going, maybe this is the type of shows we need right now. And it was nice.
Great. John Tay, are you there?
I'm here.
Give me your thoughts on the Super Bowl halftime show.
You know what? Y'all are going to be disappointed in me. I didn't watch it.
You didn't?
I'm not
didn't.
disappointed.
I just am. It doesn't interest me. I mean, I don't watch the Super Bowl. I don't watch the halftime show. I didn't watch it last year, the year before. Like, it's just, I have other things to do with my time, I guess.
Okay. You know, you being a former but about to be singer, entertainer. I'm a little disappointed in you, but you know, I'll get over
So here's the thing, okay?
What?
So the last halftime show that I watched was such a disappointment. Like, I'm for the real vocals. Not saying that, they're bad vocal, like, fake vocals, but like I'm for the authenticity. And this is a production.
it.
And
Yes.
I have so much respect for the production,
Mhm.
but I'm a singer. Like,
What was
I'm a
the last one you
vocalist.
watched?
Yeah, who was the last one? That's what I want to know
It
too.
does it that all of that does nothing.
Tell us.
No, we gotta
Who
know.
disappointed you?
We want to know.
The people in the cheap seats want to know, girl, who was the last one? Apparently, it was somebody that you don't feel could sing.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah. Huh?
Okay, I think the last one I watched was Beyonce and Bruno Mars.
When she
Okay,
did
let's-
it, when
The
she-
shade.
And
when
the
she
shade
almost
of it,
did-
that wasn't even their performance.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay.
They just popped up. I think it was Maroon 5, was that, or
It
Coldplay?
was Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Yeah.
Coldplay? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That,
Beyonce
that's
almost
all I
slid
remember
back.
about that.
Okay.
Mm.
You
Well-
got some catching up to do. You've missed a few.
Mhm.
I know Rihanna was
Just a
pregnant
few.
for one, and
Mhm.
J-Lo had one, and all the things. Like, I mean, I could go watch it on YouTube. I'll write a report for y'all on it, but it's
He said, "I'll go back to the drawing board."
yeah,
Uh,
it doesn't.
I've missed a couple shows over the years. I get it.
Tamar, what did you think?
Okay, I loved it. I think it was great. I love a good production. I love that he stayed true to who he is and as an artist. I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends that is Puerto Rican, and they were telling me, like, before Gaga came on, he spoke in Spanish. If this is what y'all want, then this is what y'all is going to get. So there was a message behind her being on that stage, because they don't want to see him. They don't want to see me. They don't want to see us on that stage. They want to see Gaga. So if that's what y'all want, I'm going to throw this in there. And we all thought Cardi B was going to come out. We all thought she was going to be his guest because she's been at the Super Bowl the whole weekend. But for him to bring Gaga on stage, I feel like, like that was a good message, because I feel like most of the times, and especially in this day and age, it's so much chaos, and people are not trying to give people like that a place. So sometimes you do have to cater. It's not even catering. I think sometimes you have to stand 10 toes down and just let people know, I'm not going nowhere and I'm here. And I can still play games with y'all, because that's exactly what it is. Like, why would y'all have this chaos over here at the same time as the Super Bowl? So I think it was a very smart move. The man is sexy. I don't give a damn. I was like,
What you really want to say?
he is fine. And it didn't even matter what he was saying. I was at the TV like, okay, yes, daddy. Thank you. But I thought it was a great performance. I'm really proud of everything that I saw. And the message was amazing.
And two, if I could add just a little piece, when I saw the Lady Gaga of it all, I was like, damn right, let's go ahead and use this white woman privilege so that the message can reach a little bit further. And I'm always going to be here for that type of diversity hire for the situation, because at the end of it all, and I always preach this on stages, the white woman privilege will help get certain things through the door that other things will not. And so I was here for it. I mean, I could have done without it, but I was just like, oh, okay. Hey, Stephanie, girl, you got invited to the cookout.
You got invited to the cookout. Yeah.
Yes.
One thing for sure, ain't none of us beefing with Gaga. I think she is. We like her though.
Baby,
I think that
Gaga
officially
is cool.
Gaga is like in that cluster of people that we're like, yeah, we like you, like kind of over there with like the Kathy Bates of it all and all, those people that's automatically like, y'all come to the cookout. We'll bring out the cookout.
And she gonna bring potatoes out and not gonna put raisins in there. We know she gonna cook.
Yeah, she gonna just buy it. She gonna buy it and be like, listen, y'all, put a little salt on it.
Well, I draw the line at saying people could come to cookouts, but like if I had to leave Earth, I wouldn't leave her. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. We want to leave her, but you know, I
She'll
think
be
the
on the
cookout
shuttle.
can stay us.
So you guys, you say, you know, the white privilege of it all, and she kind of helped it get over the finish line a little bit, but I don't think anybody really cared because people's minds were already made up, you know, that what they were going to feel about it. You know, Kid Rock, you know, they did their I think they said they had 5 million their views versus the 160 million, you know, we had over here. People were saying that well, you guys, not you guys, but they were on national TV. Turning Point was you know, they only had YouTube, and at the last minute, I guess they couldn't use the rights of some of the music on Twitter, so they had to they couldn't stream it from Twitter, so they only had YouTube. Not Ricky Martin, but Kid Rock was on giving an interview on Fox, and let's take a look at that. And I want to discuss you know what he said. Hold on, let me find it. Here we are, right here.
So he goes like, well, maybe Jay-Z will do it, which nothing against Jay-Z. I respect him for his hustle and, you know, his music. But it seems like there's a little bit of a DEI hire there going on, you know, to kind of like, you know, like, oh, you know, black guys love Jay-Z. And of course, I'm not that ignorant. I know a lot of us love Jay-Z, not just black guys. But in the league where he had this problem, it seemed like, you know, oh, we'll bring him in. And so, you know, Jay-Z's not going to take that position of power and that money. So, you know, then they convened in a that was a not-for-profit league until, you know, they quietly got rid of that tax exempt status at some point, so Roger did not have to disclose his salary. You know, so he had all sorts of problems. So he brings in Jay-Z.
So he was basically, they asked him, you know, what they felt about him, what he felt about Jay-Z having the job as, you know, the executive producer to pick these artists. And basically Kid Rock was saying he thought it was a little bit of a DEI hire. Reese, what do you think about that?
Let me tell you something. I love it when people say DEI hires, because all of the DEI hires have made more money for these companies that they get hired for. Kid Rock, message to you, sweetheart. Learn how to sing along with your track, because you could not lip sync to your track before you come for a musical icon that's actually helping the world see a different way. I think that Kid Rock just need to go ahead and just rock out. just go away.
Yeah,
I feel like he doesn't know what that means. DEI hire. I feel like it might have been a DEI hire if they hired me. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe it would have been a DEI hire. But when you hire Jay-Z,
in a way, though,
if ever there's a black person who can be somewhere,
in a way, though, I think in a way, though, it kind of was, because who else could they have hired to swing the black people back to the NFL, to watch the NFL the way that we do, because after the way we fell off with Colin Kaepernick,
because I was on,
there's not many people that will have influenced black people to come back to the NFL. So would DEI hire be the perfect terminology? I don't know, but
I think the influence would have been a better choice.
It was a very strategic choice. So DEI hire in this instance, because Jay-Z was a very strategic hire or partnership with the NFL to get the Negroes back over here to watch the NFL, because we are their main viewership.
He brought me back.
In their circles, DEI means undeserving.
Well, yeah,
but it is what it means.
But
it means undeserving. It means they're not qualified. That is not what it's supposed to mean, obviously. But oh my God,
Shaq's breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just came back, and I came back to all that. Maybe it's just.
So let me. you guys know every year I give the NFL, I tag them every year for the last 10 years. The NFL, Apple, I say, you guys, here are some choices. And so let's talk about some of these choices, who we'd like to see in the future. I still say, come on, just call her.
You know, Pink,
Yeah,
that's
don't
been my
her.
number one.
Now,
Oh,
I know they did contact her, when that Colin Kaepernick stuff was going down, and she had turned them down. But I don't know if they've spun the block on her. But I think they need to give her a call.
I wouldn't mind Alicia.
I think Christina is ready. I think she's been ready. She just did a 20-minute performance over in Paris, and she let have.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
I think she can sing, but nah.
I think
I think Christina would be a good choice, only because if they gave Katy Perry,
exactly,
Katy Perry wasn't supposed to be there neither.
Well, Katy Perry, she
don't
was.
Be honoring their
but
mistakes.
let me say something about Katy Perry. She brought the kids out, though.
She did bring the girls out because ain't nobody before brought Missy out.
Nobody was flying around in the sky before
because she knew was
better.
Gonna have a solid performance without bringing the people out.
That's
she
true
knew.
too.
But the thing is, if Pink comes,
I'm still discovering new music by Pink to this day.
Pink
is
comes,
dope.
I actually saw Pink in concert, and her show is great. If she comes, she's gonna be doing all that acrobat stuff in the sky. If she comes, then bring Christina and just make it a Lady Marmalade whole thing.
And I discovered Pink with black music, and then she started doing white music, and I still liked her.
But what is white music versus what is black music? What's
you know what I'm saying?
I know
her first album was R&B, and they had her up there like she was a rapper. You remember the first music? It was Urban Radio, and then she's done interviews where she said she pushed back because that was them pushing her, and it wasn't authentic. Point is, I was introduced to her on Urban Radio.
Candy Barris wrote her first hit.
Yeah,
and if you go to a show of Pink's today, you still get both.
Oh yeah, baby.
She has never
live everything
over and not came back. She still performs her whole catalog.
I love her.
Christina Aguilera. I think Missy Elliott needs to do her show. But me and Hector were talking today. I said I think they need to just do the same thing. They need to bring the Sierra, Busta Rhymes, and Missy Elliott and put it on the field. I think all three of them together would give a hell of a show.
Now she could bring out Pink and Maya and Christina for the Lady Marmalade moment.
Yes, good.
That'll be cute.
Most definitely.
What about Kim?
What'd you say?
And Lil' Kim. Sorry, and Lil' Kim. My bad. I just missed it. I omitted on accident. I promise. Because Kim is my girl.
You gotta give us.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell y'all, Lil' Kim came out and performed some old hits. I know everybody else gonna be up in that damn stadium rocking. Because Lil' Kim got some hits.
Put your lights up.
She has hits, but she does not have white people hits.
Yeah, I think Lil' Kim is definitely black famous. I feel like when she went to jail, that's when she kind of lost that momentum because Kim was getting all the endorsements, the Old Navy of it all. You in the hood now, baby, was giving her the money. Okay. But
when she went to prison, not even jail, when she went to prison.
When she went to prison for looking out for people.
Baby.
So with that list that we say, we want to see, hopefully they'll spin the block on some of them. A lot of people have been asking for Chris Brown. I think that he was on his way until he made this tweet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that if I was him.
I think it's safe to say, I think it's safe to say they need me. I know a lot of people didn't like that, and I know Jay-Z specifically.
He's too what is it? He think he the shit, which is okay, but it's okay to know, but he's too what's the word?
Conceited. He's too conceited.
Arrogant.
Worst enemy. I was just about to say that. He is his own worst enemy. Just shut up. Your talent speaks for itself. We all know, even the people that hate you the most, know that you would give.
We know you got the hit.
And he does give a great show too.
He does.
We know that. I can't stand him, but I know that he would give a show of epic proportions. You're just a
Yes.
crappy human being, so just shut up,
We
be
know you
clean
got
for
the
a little
hits.
bit, keep your hands to yourself for a little
Then
bit,
you keep
and
hitting.
then somebody might actually tag you. Stop tagging people. Keep your hands in your pocket. And then somebody might tag a shoulder and say, "Come on, Chris, it's time. You've been good for a little bit. Come on." But then here you go.
You
Not a
guys know
Super
what?
Bowl.
Chris Brown is kind of the R&B Kim Burrell. He just says too much. If he would just
There you go.
sing and perform, he would
Yep.
be fine. But he always goes that extra, you know.
Right when you
Yep.
be forgetting, he'll
Yes.
something to pop up. You be like,
Yep.
oh, yeah.
Listen, he's
Yep.
been doing so great with his music and winning these. He won Grammys last year. I mean,
Then it'll be something.
Not trying to say this, but we forgot about the situation with him and Rihanna. Like, he's been doing great, but then you go
It's
and do
always
this,
something.
and it's like, okay, you just stuck your foot right back in your mouth. So then
Remember, he was doing good a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Then we found out he was out there fighting with Usher and Tiana Taylor and all that. We was
And
like,
it's like, sit your
there you go
down.
again.
Right.
Sit down.
So, there was somebody who didn't like the Super Bowl halftime show at all. One of the OG housewives of New York, Jill Zarin,
She's still fired?
she went on her social media and decided to say this.
All agree.
I love
now we
it,
all
but I
agree.
think it's
I agree.
terrific,
I said
but-
it before that it was the worst halftime show ever, and it's 250 years that we're celebrating right now in the United States. And I just don't think it was appropriate to have it in Spanish. And quite frankly, I didn't need to see him grabbing his, G area. I think it was totally inappropriate. You've got all these young kids watching the Super Bowl, and he doesn't have to be grabbing himself every 5 seconds. Is he so insecure? Seriously, I didn't understand it. I don't speak Spanish. I would have liked to have known the words he was saying. To me, it looked like a political statement because there were literally no white people in the entire thing. I think it was a political statement, and I'm not taking a side one way or the other. I just do. I think it was an ICE thing. And I just think that the NFL sold out, and it's very sad because this was 75 years, and, shame. So we all agree.
I love
now.
So we know Jill from Real Housewives of New York City.
Do we?
Do we? They have been clawing to get back on television, and they just made a deal with E, the OGs, to come over to the E network. And they just greenlit a show called I don't know if The Golden Life or whatever it is.
Yeah, gold something gold.
With her and some of the other OGs, and she was part of making the deal, getting it greenlit, and that quick, she's gone.
Good.
Such an idiot.
Bye.
She's been the one that's been out the most out of New York. Like all of the other ones have been revamped, recasted, and everything else that they've been rolling out. She's been trying to get back into stuff, and they've been keeping her out.
We see why.
Finally, she get back into something, and then here she go, and she got kicked back out before she got fired before they even got started.
Okay, so let's talk about this really quick because you guys know I try to play devil's advocate sometime. I saw a lot of people in the comments. Black people as well, saying, so we've lost the freedom of opinion. I saw a lot of that. What do you guys think? She should have been fired for her opinion? Michael, let me go to Michael and we'll each go. Michael, what do you think about this?
Absolutely not. I disagree 1,000,000% with what she said, but I am no proponent of cancel culture. This is America. We have freedom of speech. Every single day, someone says things I don't like, and I deal with it. And it's a slippery slope. Okay, in the circles I run in, I'm watching people lose their job for outspoken support of Palestine over Israel. Okay, so this is a two-way street. And so when we start to fire people for sharing something that we don't agree with, just remember that sword will swing both ways. So I'm just not a fan of it at all. Of course, what she said was really dumb and ill-advised and definitely fucked up the bag. But should she have lost her job over it? No. I mean, in a strange way, it was good PR for the show being launched. I think it would have caused a lot of people to tune in. There is an audience for what she said, like it or not.
I agree with you, Michael. You know, I'm not a fan of cancel culture. Once we start doing that, you're like you said, it will swing your way. Likely sooner rather than later. Reese, what do you think about the Jill Zarin cancel culture opinions of it all?
Read the room. You have got to start reading the room. These people have to start doing that, because that would have flew sky high over on Bravo. But E is not having that. E is not having anything that is going to put a stain on their good name, on their bipartisan type of flow that they do all their shows, all the support that they have for people of color. It's not gonna fly. Granted, I do, because I can say I have said some outlandish things, but I don't think that she should have a penalty for her opinion. However, in the culture that we live in and what's going on in the world right now, honey, you got to read the room. And sometimes she ain't read the room, so she got out of there. I know I have commented #bring Dorinda. We would love to see Dorinda. So
it just happened. It was breaking news. They brought her. She got it.
Yay!
Thank you.
Hey, yeah, she made it nice.
There we go.
Yeah. Natasha.
Jill's weakness has always been not being able to read a room. That's why her and Bethany fell out. Like, reading a room has always been a weakness. Low key, I expected this more out of Ramona than Jill.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised it came out of Jill neither. So Jill is just an idiot, though, because, again, you've been begging to get back into the room all these years. You have been booted out of Roni all these years. The show has continued without you all these years, and you finally got back in. It took getting to another network for you to get back in, and then you even make it to orientation and you got fired. So now I can't even take credit for that, because Alexander Rogers said that and I was on the floor. But you didn't even make it to orientation and you got fired. And so now, and it took you to get to another network. That's the messed up part. So now you're not even good at Bravo anymore. You're not good at E. So you messed up with 2 networks. Yeah. Like, how much of a bumbling idiot can you be? So I'm happy Dorinda's back, because I've been loving her on Traitors. I'm very happy about that. I'm glad she got her a redo for now Roni again too. So everything kind of works out the way that it should. I don't think anybody should be penalized for what they say, but also, Dorinda, you were on like a millimeter of ice. Like, maybe ice is not the right word to say right now. You were hanging by a very, very, very thin thread. You had absolutely no room to even speak about your opinion on your favorite ice cream, yet alone anything political right now. Just now look at you.
Yeah. And like I said, she was gonna have a producer credit. She's the one who brought this idea to to E. So
she did.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
well.
Oh no.
Sorry for you.
Well.
Let's move on to the next, because we have some things to get through. Next on the docket. So let's watch this clip, and then we will come back and talk about the clip. So I think we're gonna have to do this in pieces. Here we go.
We broke an exclusive story. Teen athlete says she was sexually violated by a trans wrestler and the school district did nothing. So this story centers around a 16-year-old sophomore at Rogers High School in Puyallup. Her name is Callie Keeler. You'll hear from her momentarily. She has been wrestling her really entire life. She's 16, but she's been wrestling since she was like old enough to walk. There was a match on December 6th. This story takes us back a couple months, and the timeline here is really important. And she was wrestling. She wrestles at 190 pounds. She was actually wrestling a wrestler from another school in the same school district. So in the Puyallup, Washington school district, there's 3 high schools. She goes to, as I said, Rogers, then there's Puyallup High School, and then there's Emerald Ridge High School. So she was wrestling the 190-pound wrestler from Emerald Ridge when something very strange happened that's never happened to her before. Earlier this morning, we put a clip of the video from that bout.
Get to your base! Get to your base! Get to your base!
I don't know what she said to you, but why her face looks like that.
So you might have caught some.
And that has
a clip of the video from that bout.
Get to your base! Get to your base! Get to your base!
I don't know what she said to you, but why her face looks like that. And that has never happened, like, out of all the years I've wrestled.
Because you do get, you're on the mat and you're trying to flip people and pin people, but all those years through elementary and middle school, you'd never had anything like that happen to you.
No.
So in the moment, what are you thinking? Or are you just so involved, like you can't even?
Like, I was just kind of like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really know what to do or how to handle that situation. I just wanted the match to be over.
Yeah. But you immediately knew that wasn't right. It was nothing you'd ever experienced.
No.
And again, to reiterate, you don't know it's a biological boy at the time. You don't know your opponent is a biological boy. Yeah. So how long after that does the match end?
I was just kind of done with the match, so I just let them pin me. So like maybe 30, 40 seconds later.
So you lost, you got pinned, but you're saying it's because you wanted it to be done.
Yeah. And that has never happened, like, out of all the years
Okay, so just to break down what happened.
Did she feel some balls or something? What happened?
She felt the other opponent's hand go in her genital area. And it stayed there. She felt it stayed there longer than it should have stayed there. I'm going to read you the complete article now that you've seen the clip. According to reports, a 16-year-old female wrestler from Rogers High School in Washington, Puyallup, has alleged she was sexually assaulted by a transgender identifying male opponent during a match, prompting a criminal investigation by the Pierce County Sheriff's Officer. The wrestler, identified as Kelly Keeler, claims the alleged assault occurred during the competition. Her family says school officials were notified shortly after the incident, but did not report it to law enforcement for nearly 2 months. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office confirmed it received the report in late January of 2026 and it is actively investigating. Keeler said she decided to come forward after learning of prior complaints involving the other athlete. So, I know that was a lot. Michael? Does this individual have a case as a student wrestler? Because if you are a wrestler, if you're a soccer player, if you're a basketball player, you know that other athletes are going to be touching you in some ways. Sometimes they don't mean to touch you, like, they might touch your genital area or your butt. It's not always meant, but that's part of the sport. Do you think this is parents are going after? Do you think they're making a deal of this, or do you think it's something more serious? Do they have a case out of this?
I would guess probably not. There is some amount of touching, I think, that comes with any of these sports. That freeze frame you had, though, her face, you could tell she was very shocked by what was happening to her. Listen, oh God. That's just, wow. Would she have had this reaction if it was a biological, female that she was wrestling and did that. Do we start there? This debate is one that I just generally avoid, right? I mean, folks feel very strongly about trans athletes, specifically trans women, participating in women's sports. And honestly, I can see both sides of it. This tough situation, probably not a lawsuit. And I do question, if she was just wrestling another biological woman, would she have gone onto these shows and tried to pursue this route?
Go to the comments. Pam says, wow, this could definitely change sports. Now, hold on. Before we go any further, some is to say, well, if you wouldn't let transgender athletes, let me say how I actually had the right words. If you would have transgender athletes competing with other transgender athletes, this wouldn't happen. Some might say that. Reese, how do you feel on this topic, and what do you think about this story?
Unfortunately, I think that when it comes down to white parents, selective outrage runs rampant when their child is losing or when they've lost a sport, when they're at home crying, hurt feelings, all those things. For this to come out days later, and then the topic or the reason as to why is because this was a trans athlete is suspect to me. Because I think that people always like to use the other community, whether it's trans, gay, lesbian, whatever it is, to have a moment or have a case against someone. The baby lost, and that's it. In my eyes, I hate when scapegoats are always used when someone is othered or different to me. So I hate that this is happening. I am happy though, because when I was researching this, I didn't see any articles naming the trans girl. So I was happy about that, so that she can have some type of peace. And I hope that she is supported by her family to get through this situation and to continue to be an athlete. I do think that at times people should consider possibly having designated sporting events for trans youth to make sure that they have opportunities to have fun, be safe, and not receive this type of criticism. And then on the other side, a child is a child. Girls are girls, boys are boys, whether they are cisgender or transgender, and they should be. Because at the same time, when you look at wrestling, there's particular weight classes for wrestling. Same thing with boxing. So I think that if the child was in the proper weight class, and seeing the photos, seeing the video, it was obvious that the girl Callie was losing. And so that's why she was, to me, when I saw that, that's why the girl had a hemmed up, okay? And so I just hate that this is happening and it's becoming a trans issue, or people are trying to make it a trans issue. And I really hope that this is a 1 week news cycle type of deal and it goes away quickly.
Jonte?
Not blowing away.
Listen, y'all, I have to move because my husband is very loud about how he feels about stuff like this.
Okay.
While I am too, I actually just watched.
You're breaking up, hon.
If she looked, I said, let me watch it on a big screen, and she looks extremely uncomfortable. I don't think this, like, as a parent, I don't want my daughter wrestling any sort of a man. Like, you man today, girl tomorrow, whatever you want to be. If you have a penis, you should be wrestling penises, and if you have a vagina, you should be wrestling vaginas. That's as a parent. Yes, I see the equality of, okay, well, she has transitioned and she wants to be a woman and she wants to be a part of the sport. Okay, I get all that. But as a parent, if my child comes back to me and says, I felt something, because yes, wrestling, like, I'm familiar with wrestling. There's no reason why you should have hands and genitalia at all. So you come back, I'm coming for you. You and your parents.
Natasha.
This is one of those situations where I don't know what the right answer is, or this isn't it. This isn't it. Because as someone who is biologically male and 170 pounds, and someone who is biologically female and 170 pounds, they're not going to have the same muscle mass.
Right.
So we're talking about two different types of strength. So off rip, so as Reese was saying, in wrestling and boxing and any kind of contact sports like that, you have weight classes, and you have weight classes for a reason, because you don't want to have unfair advantages. And so that's specifically women versus women, men versus men. And so when we are looking into those that are trans, it's not just the weight that is a factor, because yes, the weight is one of them, but if someone is not taking hormones, muscle mass is also going to be a factor too. And so that's going to also be
what you said. Just pause really quick. See how there's different, if they're taking hormones, if they're not taking hormones, if there's so many
there's so many nuances
to this. Yes. Shaq.
I think there are too many. The first thing I like to mention is just the social aspect of it. And I would love to live in this utopia where gender doesn't matter, but we live in this world, and in this world, gender is a thing. And you know where it's really a thing? With children. Boy, girl, it's a thing with boys and girls. We're different. We're this, we're that. We have to begin changing our language with boys early. Boys become stronger than girls, and you have to be careful. You do not get to hit on girls. We are preparing them for a future where you're gonna knock somebody out and hurt them bad. And so we have to make those distinctions early. And so when we start dealing with children and trans conversations, I always feel very strongly that, unfortunately, even with all the talk of science, I think it just should be separate. Boys and girls don't compete in things, and I think that when we start talking about trans, I do think that there needs to be a separation there too. We're just not there yet in terms of science, in terms of socialization, in terms of anything that makes it worth the risk of having those children, going against each other in contact sports, which people feel so strongly about. In addition to, maybe the girl was, and I agree that girl was probably losing. And you know what? I think she probably would have lost to a biologically to another
if it's not even separate, transparent, full transparency, because we've seen
towards separate, girl.
We've seen like the martial arts matches where the little girl has been kicking the little boys' butts.
But even then, I think that changes after a certain age, right?
Oh yeah,
it gets murky. It's so murky. As a parent, I don't want to go home and have that conversation with my child. I think that it just should be separate. When people are grown and adults and they want to do what they want to do, okay. But with children, I think we just have to make some things very clear and not complicated, and not put ourselves in situations where we have to have these conversations, because it's complicated with people and their children. And as Jonte said, I'm coming for you. Yeah, some parents are coming for you. I think it's just a little bit too messy. I know that Junior, I know that you want to wrestle, baby, but you are facing a challenge with your gender identity, and life is full of challenges, and this is one of yours. And I hate it. I hate it for you, but this is the world we live in. I don't care for it. When it comes to children and this, I love a little bit of separation. Anything physical, anything physically related, I just think we need to stay away from it. And again, I have to go back to what I said socially, which is that we do begin to include children in early about the differences between boys and girls. And that's a strong difference. I mean, go to the toy section. You got a pink aisle and a boy aisle. Is that right? Let's not get into it. The point is, it's baked into society. These kids feel away. You know, if that girl decide that, hey, I'm going to get a boy, never mind science, never mind hormones or nothing. If she thinks that's a boy, that can set off a bomb with children. I just think that's a little bit too complicated for parents and children. I don't care for it.
Tamar, do you have thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm an advocate for trans community. I have a lot of friends in the trans community. I'm for gay rights. This is a very, for me, I think I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent of a trans child in today's place of living, I would be very protective of my child. I think putting my child in this type of environment, especially when psyche-wise, the child already thinks it is of this form, and then you put it in the space with these people that are already of this form, and any moment you may be their friend in the moment, but they can turn on you any second. So I think it goes back to the parents. I think if you're going to have a child that is living this life, that is changing into a new person, as a parent, you got to be protective, because now this is one thing, it's a lawsuit or whatever the case may be. Tomorrow could be something totally different. And so then you don't want, already your child is already going through a psychic change. The emotions could like go to another place. So then you have like a lot of depression. So I think like sometimes like, yeah, like my child could say, yeah, I want to do this. But then also as a parent, I got to be very cognitive on how I'm allowing my child to be in these spaces. I think this is a hard thing to talk about because, we want every child, whatever you feel, how you want to live, to be in spaces and feel free. But in today's age, we have to, it's just like you have to be very conscious. And, as someone that has a lot of trans friends, I can tell you like one of the biggest things. And I think like when people want to become trans, I think a lot of people don't really know the backstory of the trans community. Like when people became trans in the early days, when trans was like under the table, they did it very much so. They did it in a way where it was very like low key. But you have it's such of like, it's like the orange is the new black, trans is the new black. So you have all these people that want to be trans, but I think before you can make that decision or be a part of that decision with your child, I think sometimes people need to get the education aspect of like how it's going to affect my child. So I do agree. I wish they had like a whole other league for trans people, because you wouldn't have this it's like a fight. And I think like if we want to be a new community, a new environment for people to feel like themselves, they need to be in spaces to feel like themselves. So I pray that this baby does not have to go through the trials and tribulations of like what they feel that they should be. So it's touchy, because it's like, we're parents, you got to protect your kids. What's going on?
And children are, let me be clear, children are often sore losers. We have to teach them to take losses gracefully. That is a process. Parenting is a process, and turning children into well-established and well emotionally regulated human beings is a process. And so at 13 and 14 and 15, you may not encounter a child who takes it well. And so they are looking for a reason to be mad about a loss, period. Let alone find out their opponent was trans.
You just embarrassed me. You used to be a boy, now you're a girl, and you just embarrassed me. And that picture, Ashleigh, is taking me the hell out. The facial expression is taking me out.
Yeah.
Like, you beating me, you a boy, stop playing with me. Man,
that's why, and I get a lot of flack for it, but I often say, I think sometimes with, it's a fad sometimes with these kids, oh, it's cool to be transgender. I want to try it, but they don't know what comes with that. That's why we have to, all this, we were talking about it last week, the surgeries with, Nicki Minaj was saying, you should be 18. I agree with that. These kids having surgeries before 18, they don't know, their brain is not developed. You don't know everything that comes with that.
Yes,
And they still not
happening.
developed at 18, but at least
Yeah. And a lot of these these things aren't happening. I think that propaganda definitely plays a part in it when we
Yes.
talk about mutilating the bodies and da 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 da, da, and nobody really considers when you're thinking about a trans child, identity and genitalia are two totally different things. That's what people
Yes.
like to jump to.
Mhm.
Affirm your child, whether they are trans, lesbian, gay. Make sure that they grow up to be a beautiful, healthy adult that's going to contribute to the world and be positive to the world, and not judge a person by what they have on their person, how they're built, and just respect them as who you see. If you see a woman, respect them as a woman. It's not your job to go and investigate what's in between somebody's legs.
Holla. You know what? And with that, let's go to the next the next docket item.
Good.
So it was breaking news last night, but it happened about a month ago. And it looks like it's a fad in the music world. These artists are selling their catalogs. Britney Spears is a new the newest casualty of artists selling their catalogs to these big corporations. Nobody but Britney, and we don't know. It's been reported anywhere from she sold it from $200 to $300 million. I think that is a ripoff, especially it being Britney Spears. They said Justin Bieber's was 200 in the ballpark of 200, and Britney Spears has been on the scene twice as long as Justin. She has bigger hits. Some of the hits include "Baby One More Time," "I'm a Slave for You," "You Drive Me Crazy," "From the Bottom of My Broken Heart," have been said to be on that list. Natasha, what do you think of this?
Y'all know I'm not the biggest Britney fan like y'all
I tell you.
are. And
But
even
what
I
I'm
think
asking, what do you think about these artists selling their
you
catalogs?
you ain't let me finish.
Go ahead.
You ain't let me finish, okay?
Go ahead.
200 was a low ball for Britney. Okay? That was a low ball for
I
Britney.
agree, and you know I don't like it, but I
And
agree.
I gotta give it to her where I gotta give it to her. 200 was low.
Yeah.
Very low, very low. I can't remember. There was something that I watched about the whole trend with artists selling their catalogs, and um the whole thing with that, with ownership, and pretty much like only one or two people pretty much ended up owning the music, over time. And I can't
Yeah.
remember what the ultimate goal of that was. So I don't want to get too deep into that because I really want to do some more research on that and exactly what it looks, what the whole um what's the word? What's the when your tit hat is tingling. The
Just let it go, girl. I hate when that happens.
Thank you. Okay.
It'd
But
be like,
200,
Your spidey sense is tingling.
my spidey sense is tingling on that. But 200 million, very low for Britney. Very
they
low
played
for
in
the
her face.
entire Britney
She must have
catalog.
wanted that money.
Now, one of the articles, Variety is reporting Sony Music owns and controls the rights to Spears' entire recorded music catalog. So it seems likely she sold the rights to her artist royalties. There's two different things. She has she has songwriting credits on nearly 40 of the songs in her catalog, although few of them were major hits apart from the ballad Every Time and fan favorites like Me Against the Music, S&M, Work Bitch, and others. It seems extremely unlikely that Spears' name and likeness were included in the deal unless it was for more than the price TMZ is speculating. Go ahead.
If she were actually offered, because I really don't see her taking an offer of 200 million with the best legal advice or in the most soundest of minds. So if she were offered
That's
200
a good point.
million,
Mm-hmm.
what could she have actually gotten for it? What would the real assessment of it have been? What would the real value of it have been?
Yeah, that's a good point. Michael, what's your just overall opinion on this?
So, my first thought was like, wow, that's a low number. And then it hit me, I'm old. I'm viewing this through the lens of what music used to be and not what it is today. And I think the hard reality we're facing is music is not worth very much like it used to be. Streaming pays pennies. So if she sold the rights to her royalties and got 200 million, she probably got a great deal, because what are they getting paid per play on Spotify? Like a fraction of a cent. And that's the way it's moving. It's just going to get cheaper and cheaper. And if you look at how kids are consuming music these days, they're making their own tracks on AI. They're not even really, they're spending less time following these artists, or it's like the K-pop stuff on a Netflix show. It's not like it used to be. So, good for her for getting some coins. I think you're going to see this number start to get smaller and smaller as time goes on, even for these artists that have, a real kind of solid legacy that in our heads we would think, wow, they're worth, so much more than what they're getting. I just think this is the way of the world. It's become commoditized in a way that is so damaging and really kind of bad for artists.
It is.
We've allowed it. We all stream our music. I don't buy CDs anymore. I don't even pay to download tracks on iTunes. You know what I mean? It's like I pay a monthly fee through Apple Music and Amazon or whatever. What do you think they're getting out of this? It's not much at all. So I think, keep that part in mind when we're talking about the number. It's just not worth what it used to be.
If I could piggyback that, Michael, I saw an interview and I tried to find it, but I didn't have enough time and I couldn't remember. But it was an artist and they were discussing this exact same thing where they had sold their catalog and they got a large number, nothing like 200 million. I think it was maybe 50 or 75 million, but they broke down why they took it. And they broke it down through the numbers. And what they said was, I'm not going to live forever. And so when you break down how much I'm getting every time this music, I own my catalog, and this person owned their catalog, I believe, and they talked about the money they made from streaming and everything. And is it a steady supply of money? Yes. But if they live 20 years from now, it still wouldn't be 75 million. It might be like 25 million. And then they would leave it to their kids. But they were like, it makes more sense to have a financial plan to get a lump sum and to get it now, because I'm not going to live forever. In theory, you own this, and so you're always making money. But you kind of got to live 100 years to get that 200 million, right? As opposed to, hey, I got maybe a good 30 years left. And if I take this lump sum right now, I've gotten more than my fair share. And I'll make a plan to pass this money down to my family. And so they broke it down like that. And that was the first time that I kind of understood the wisdom of it. Because yes, you won't live forever. And sure, you'll always get a check for all your music. You'll always have ownership and blah, blah, blah. But if you can take a lump sum, get it now for sure. Make sure you get it, because who knows, maybe in 10 years somebody will ruin your music and then nobody's listening to it then, and then you're not making anything. And then we're also going into the future Michael's talking about, right, where you're getting lowballed. So in theory, they all should be doing that now if they can, and getting what they can, and then making a plan for it with a financial advisor, which I'm sure many of them probably will.
And I remember when Iggy Azalea sold her catalog for almost $100 million. And she did well. And you got to think about, most of these artists have written songs for people that we don't know about. Iggy Azalea has written a lot of songs for artists that we don't know about. She's passed songs to people, so they get a percentage of those songs. But I remember she did an interview and she said one of the reasons why she sold her catalog is because, like Shaq said, these artists are not making the music that they was when they was hot. So songs that's coming out now, they're not streaming the way that streams used to stream. But also thinking, like, if a person has written a song, they're still going to get a percentage of a writer's credit off that song if that song gets played on a commercial. So like, that's some of the things, like, I know it was a lot of artists. I think Ludacris, Nelly sold his catalog. A lot of people have sold their catalog, but they still get a percentage from the writing credit, but they're not going to receive the money that they received when they was actually hot. So I think, like,
Yeah, I mean, I think, just a tinge. I think that it was, I think it would be smart for her to actually sell her catalog, because I mean, I don't think that we're ever going to get the Britney back that we fell in love with,
Right.
and
Sure.
so I think that at least by her selling her catalog, she can still live off of the greatness that she made once upon a time. I mean, I would love for her. I mean, I'm still listen in my
Still a
level of
Britney fan.
delusion. I am hoping that Britney come back and Wendy come back. But
Ooh,
you
okay.
know, Wendy Williams, I would love for her to get well and come
Wendy.
back, and I would love for Britney to get well and come back. But I mean, as of now, that's not happening. So I mean, I think, and then to echo what Michael said, the streams, I mean, you have to have tons and tons of streams just to really get paid. And so if she can get a payday out of it, I mean, I endorse it, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I just hate seeing these musical artists selling. I hate that. But you know, like
it's numbers. It
Yeah,
really is a numbers
it
thing.
is.
If you run the best case scenario on your catalog and it says that in 30 years you've made 50 million, you pass that down to your kids, or you can get a lump sum of 200 now and make those plans. I
It's
mean,
just some of these people that are going after these are like sharks. These people, and that's the reason, and I'm scared to say it, Michael's no longer with us, because y'all know what his catalog was, and he had the Beatles catalog as well.
Okay.
That's why they say Michael was killed. You know, that whew.
Big money.
Yeah. So these catalogs mean power to these people. So
Allegedly.
that's unfortunate to see. But okay, so my favorite time of the year, you guys, it is Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, spring 2026 going on in New York right now. We have some looks from
Sheba Sheree.
Excuse me.
Spring summer. Spring summer.
That's right.
No,
Spring summer.
See those sweatpants.
Okay.
We have some looks from some of the shows and some of not a lot, but some. Oh no, you guys, we have one more topic to get into. I'm so sorry. We didn't get into the Anna Wintour versus Chloe Mall.
Lord.
So before we get into Fashion Week, Anna Wintour, we know, is the chief executive of Vogue magazine. Well, there's a new young lady that is the new editor. Her name is Chloe Mall. She is an employee of Vogue. She just didn't come out of the blue. She's been their social media editor over there, and we all know Anna Wintour is getting older, and she is, on her way out the door. There was an interview that they did together that has sparked in the fashion circles, saying that there might be all peaches and rainbows over there at Vogue, and Anna Wintour might not be going willingly. Let's watch this interview, and then we'll talk about it.
Everyone 30% more. I would make sure the social team had more people on it because they're working all the time. I would have our app staffed more fully.
We have so many ideas about shoots that we're excited about doing that take people on adventures, and those budgets would really help with that. And we are still finding ways to do these things, but there's always more you can be doing.
But to be clear, Jessica, we have a very healthy budget at Vogue, and
so that was just it. And people are saying, there was a little friction there, and that they were just basically asking Chloe, what will her new tenure look like?
It's giving the Devil Wears Prada.
What'd you say, Shaq?
It's giving the Devil Wears Prada. I love that movie. Let's see it in real life. Let's see it in real life.
Yeah, so my fashion people are on with me tonight. But Reese, well, yeah, you're in the fashion world. What do you think about Anna leaving, Chloe arriving, and this new out with the old and with the new?
I really was rooting for someone
Young,
else.
were you talking about him or the one from across the pond, or you were not?
Yes, I
Me
was
too.
rooting for Edward Enninful to
Yeah.
step in and actually be the editor in chief. Even though Anna Wintour is still going to be the CCO and the global editorial director,
Yes.
she's still going to be her boss in a way. I just, to me, for American Vogue changed when Anna Wintour stepped in the seat, and it became more about fashion, what is right in politics, what's right socially, and I think that she led with that because she's not American, so she
Yeah.
just had to just kind of go with what was right.
Mhm.
I don't know Miss Thing's background, but just off of that interview, I did watch a portion of it. I think that it was kind of a thing of, I'm gonna do this because she ain't do that type of thing.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, we'll see.
We will see.
We'll see.
She doesn't really give me.
She giving me.
I mean, she looked the part.
It's them flats for me at the interview.
Yeah.
You should have came in there glammed up, and you look like you are a second grade school teacher, and you're in a new area.
She looks like it's a sign of the times. She looks like she understands.
And that's what I was thinking.
AI algorithms.
It's like Anna Wintour. Anna Wintour gave her a monologue and said, "This is what you need to say at the interview." And she sat there, and Anna Wintour is looking at her like, "Bitch, this is not what we talked about." So Anna Wintour jumped back in there and said, "Well, actually, this is no, like you." I think like she was, for what I got from the interview, because I watched it, it's like you're basically saying this lady sitting next to you did not come with the bag. Like she did not come, she did not serve.
She made some missteps.
She made some missteps, and you're here to, clean it up, honey, and you can't clean up a legend. So I think like people, what I got from it's like, okay, are they fighting behind the scene? Is this the right person? Because stepping into that is those are huge shoes to fill. Yes. And you can't step in that role being very negative of the past. Like you got to go into it being like, times are changing and we're just going to change with the times. That's what she should have said. Yep. But I think like there was a lot of like nitpicking at what I feel Anna Wintour has done. And I don't think that she really served that purpose in that interview. And now that interview is there forever. So people watching you, eyeing in on you, on what you're doing, because basically you said you about to come with the bag. You about to let us have it. So you better let us have it.
She looks like all these new young white corporate kids coming into the scene, taking over the world.
We were
bringing AI algorithms into things that have always existed. That's what she looked like to me. She looks like all the new the next line of rulers coming up. You could have popped her in any corporate advertisement right now.
Right. Yeah. Michael, what do you think about this? Is Michael there?
I'm here.
Oh, what do you think about this change for American Vogue?
Listen, the interview was disrespectful, but to me, this is more emblematic of what is going on in the professional world, kind of across the board. The boomers are aging out, right? Like we have this expected age of relevancy in America. But as it turns out, this generation isn't really going quietly into the night. They're in better health. They still feel they have a lot to offer the world. And it does feel like, and I can say also in personal experience, that people are reaching a certain age and, they're being forced to transition out of the roles that they're in. I don't really know how I feel about it, right? Because I have a lot of folks in my life, professional mentors that are of a certain age, and I'm watching this happen to them, and it feels very unfair. And I listened to that interview and I think, wow, they've created this narrative that she was ready to go, but it sure didn't seem like it to me. And I don't know that we're going to be better off for it, because whoever this young lady was instantly grating. They just didn't have the polish, clearly didn't have the right media training.
Yep.
To come for your predecessor as you're sitting next to them. This is the person who gave you an opportunity. And you're just kind of dogging them. It's not even low key. It's fairly high key. I don't expect she's going to have a long tenure, to be honest.
But this is what they're like. This is very is very representative of their generation. They are disrespectful, what we call disrespectful. I think they call it now being honest, being forward, not falling into the
Direct.
pitfalls of our
Yeah.
predecessors. You
Yeah.
know, we will not be silenced.
Mhm.
You know, in our community, what goes on in this house stays in this house. We no longer believe in that. And I'm not saying they're always wrong, right? But she, like I said, it felt like the new
There's a time and a place.
Yes.
There's a
no,
time
I
and a
agree, but
place.
that's what I just
And
it felt
but this
familiar.
and that's what this new generation needs to understand. And at the risk of sounding very old, but
We
put
old.
my auntie hat on. There's a time and a place for everything. And one of the most fatal flaws any CEO can make is being too radical too fast.
Yes.
And that is with any company anywhere. When you don't come in and observe first, you just come in with your own agenda and you don't see what actually works first. You just come in with your own agenda and say, we're going to change this, 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 this. Okay, well, there are some things that are traditions for a reason, and some things are traditions for stupid reasons, and because no one dared to actually change them, and because they actually do need to be changed. But you need to actually stop for a second and actually observe first, because what's going to end up happening is that you're going to go too radical too fast, and everything.
And that's what I was about to say, Natasha. What she doesn't
Vote will
understand
be
is
in people bad.
what she doesn't understand, Anna Wintour has a long list of people who are following her that can make it very hard for her in this new position. She better settle down fast.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I know absolutely nothing about fashion, but I do know the powerhouse that Vogue is in the fashion world. I even know that.
What were you gonna say, Reese?
No, I was just gonna say, I just had to see how old she was, and she's 40. So I'm like, girl,
She know better. She know better.
You know better.
She old enough.
You know better than to come up there and say stuff like that. I mean, and we
sit
all,
her ass down somewhere.
you gotta kiss the ring, let her go on, and then it also says that she is or was the editor of Vogue.com. So I kind of understand the. I kind of
trying to turn
understand
Vogue
that.
into a digital newsletter. Watch.
Right. But I mean, I just hate it. But I mean, hey,
Baby,
I really was hoping for Edward
Yeah.
Enfield. I really was hoping for him.
Me too.
But
Anna
y'all,
Wintour
at the same time that she may not be the one, like the baby boomers need to get out.
For sure. For sure.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, Michael. You know what? Okay, maybe they don't need to get out, but they do need to start paving the way.
Yes.
As in, I'm not going to stay here until I'm going to my casket. Like,
yes.
It's time for the older generation to start teaching the younger generation the recipes.
Yes, and they don't.
The younger generation
It's a secret sauce.
and learn how to cook with grandma. They got to start learning the recipes, okay? Because you can't take the recipes with you because they're going to die with you. So we need to learn how to cook with our grandparents. So the younger generation needs to get in there with the older generation to see how things are done, because Anna Wintour can't work forever.
Anna Wintour is not welcoming the new generation to do that. She's not saying, come on in here, baby. Let me show you how much flour I use. I don't even use a measuring cup. She's saying, it's all mine. It's not yours. Nobody can have it.
Problem. And that's the problem. And that
Don't
kind of
criticize
attitude
my
right
budget.
there. that kind of attitude right there is where you need to go, because if you do want Vogue to continue to be the powerhouse that it is and to be the brand that it is, you are going to have to let somebody in and pass your knowledge down to somebody so that it can continue. You're not going to be alive forever.
I wonder who she chose, because I don't think that Anna Wintour is a person that would just frivolously give up her seat. And especially since she's moving on to being more of a global installment versus just for the US, I know that she had to have a short list of some people. So I wonder who was on her list.
And I bet you Edward was on that list.
I bet you Edward was on that list.
He had to be. Okay. Going into the fashion files. First look, we have Paris Hilton and Gucci by by Denma. This is part of his first collection at Gucci. Michael, yay or nay?
It's fine. There's nothing about this that's exciting, though.
Okay. Natasha, yay or nay?
She actually looks like a grown adult woman here. Yay.
Reese?
I give it a yay.
All right. Shaq? Can't hear you.
You're on mute, baby.
Oh, sorry about that. I said, yeah, it's nice looking. I mean, I think it's nice. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tamar?
I love it. Yay.
We love anything with ostrich feathers and look like it came from 1979. So, John Tay, yay or nay?
She looks like pretty Pepto-Bismol. I think I like it.
Okay. Next look, we have sorry you guys, my list is freezing. Come on, phone. All right, we have Aaron Pierre and Amiri. Michael, yay or nay?
That's a sharp suit. Yay.
Amiri has something they tailor very
yes.
well. Shaq, yay or nay?
I don't know. I don't think it's possible for that man to look bad. Yeah.
Maybe okay. What the?
All right, Natasha, yay or nay?
Absolutely, yay.
Okay. Reese?
I'll give it a yay.
Okay. What was that hesitation?
It's just for me, for him, I think that the pant could have been a little bit. I think the shoe that it's something at the bottom with the hem and the shoe that's kind of throwing me off. Maybe it's just his stance. But I like the shawl lapel. I do like that. But and I think the tailoring is very, very nice. But it didn't take me to the moon, but I hit a couple clouds,
Okay. Tamar, yay or nay?
I wish he would have put on a cowboy hat with this, like add some flair with that, and also like a nice, like a real good tight boot at the bottom, because I agree the tailoring at the bottom is kind of weird, and that shoe is giving me matron. So I wish he would have like added some flair. Like he needed some type of accessory to go with this. Like it's just so like bland, but he looks amazing.
Right. John Tay, yay or nay?
There is nothing wrong about this man. Absolutely, yay.
Okay. Next look, we have Alton Mason and Balenciaga. Michael, yay or nay?
It's a little try hard. Nay.
Natasha, yay or nay?
Y'all know I love him. This is a yay for me, even though it's a lot, but it's still a yay.
Okay. Shaq?
That look like something my son would put together.
All right, Tamar.
Yeah, I love him. If you know who he is and the type of like model and artist he is, this is his style. Like it's very good, and I love that he's paying tribute to the do-rag. So it's a bop for me. I love it. I love it a lot.
All right, Reese.
It's a yay. It's black ass, and I love it. It's a yay for me.
All right, Jonte. Is Jonte there?
It's so
I'm
chocolate.
not sure about it. His confidence is doing it for me more than anything.
Okay, moving on. We have Keith Palmer. She's also in Gucci by Denma. Michael, yay or nay?
I really like this one. Yay.
Natasha.
Yay.
Tamar.
I love it. Yay.
Reese.
I think it's definitely on trend to promote the burbs. I love it. It's a yay.
All right. Shaq.
Rich auntie vibes, and I'm digging it.
All right, Natasha. Jonte.
I think she dropped.
Oh, okay. Jonte.
Yes. Do you remember when Beyonce did Ring the Alarm at the some award show?
Yeah, VMAs.
It's reminiscent of that. Just a little bit. I love it.
Okay. All right, moving on. We have Hung Chow and Tom Brown. Michael, yay or nay?
Fascinating. Yay.
Natasha.
I'm uh, I'm confused on this one.
Okay. Reese, yay or nay?
I love Tom Brown. Shout out to Tom Brown for doing everything for Doechii for a while. This is a yay for me.
Okay. Shaq?
She look like a sophisticated art teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think I like it. I think I like it.
Okay.
Like she
Tamar?
teach it at the college. Like
You know. Hey guys, welcome to your first day at second grade art class. No, she looked and I was picking off Reese. Yes, everything they did for Doechii is so hot. So this is a yay for me. I love the look.
Okay. Jonte?
You know, I was gonna say sophisticated Harry Potter, and I absolutely love it.
Okay. This next look, this is probably my favorite. We have Anya Taylor and Dior. Dior's new creative director has come in and just done the damn thing. He is doing it. Like doing it. Michael, yay or nay?
It's been a while since I've got to say it, but fur is murder. Otherwise, yay.
Okay. Natasha, yay or nay?
Oh man.
Okay, if the fur was in a brown, just brown and white, then this would be like super yay. But this is just like a basic yay.
I think that's what makes. I think the fur, in my opinion, that's what makes it off. It doesn't go. That's what makes. That's why I like it.
You know, this is where I don't fit in with the fashion because it's just throwing me off because it's just contrasting too much for me. But yeah, I like the bones of it.
All right, Reese.
Shout out to Jonathan Anderson. I love what he's doing with Dior right now. I think that the styling was off on this, but I love Anya Taylor-Joy. Like when she dresses down. And I think with this look outside of the fur, I think that separate in other outfits, this would be good. But it's got to be a nay for me.
All right, Shaq.
I like when people look rich. Rich people looking rich. I like it. I mean, I don't get it. I wouldn't wear it, but I think she look rich.
All right, Jonte.
So like me.
Yes, I love everything about it. I love the contrast of the black or dark fur. I mean, unfortunately, yes, Michael, fur is murder. I'm gonna pretend like it's faux fur and say yay.
It's not fake. It's real.
Yes, honey, that's fashion.
That's real.
That's couture.
Oh, I didn't know it was real. I thought we all knew we didn't do that no more.
Oh no, they
not
still
in the
do
fashion girl, honey.
Well, you know, this is well, I don't have no style. I have on this, so you know, I don't know. Oh, that's atrocious. I didn't know that.
Okay, moving on. We have Tiana Taylor and Ash Studio. Now, this dress, you guys, I wish you guys could get up close to it. It's like wet paper. It's beautiful. That's all I can say. I wish I could get a closer picture for you guys. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think I have it in the come on, Ashley. Let me see if it's in here. Do I have another close up? I don't think I have a close up for it. Michael, is it a yay or nay for you?
You know, I feel like if I could see it move, I would like it, but it does look a little Bride of Frankenstein to me. So nay.
Oh, okay. Shaq.
I wish I could see what you see because I've never seen her not look amazing, but right now she just kind of look like a mummy or something. And I don't know.
I wish I could find a closer pic.
I would love to see what you see though, because how did they make her look weird? Because she look good. But I don't like that.
I don't like this look. I think she looks amazing. I don't care for the dress. That body is tea, but I don't like the dress. Yeah. Because it gives distress and wet at the same time. You know, it's like, yeah.
Okay,
Tamar. Like a cheap mummy.
Tamar.
Yeah, this is a nay for me. I wish I can see her hands. I think if her hands were showing, and then but I think she's so claustrophobic.
Okay. Ante.
I love it, but it looks like paper mache.
And that's what it. If you can see it
That's
close,
literally
that's
what
what
it
it is.
is.
Yeah.
That what it is?
I'm
That
gonna
what it look
Yeah.
like?
I'm gonna find
Yeah.
a
What it
photo and
looks
put
like?
it in our group so you guys can see it later. But yeah. Okay, moving on. Our next look, we
Wait
have.
a minute. I,
Yeah.
I I actually like it. And I wanted to say, now you ain't gotta sell us on a Tiana Taylor look, but then everybody hated, but I actually like it.
I'm sorry.
Well, baby, you ain't got to
This
sell us
is
on Tiana Taylor.
this is probably the only look that I've seen that it
Mhm.
just didn't work for
I
me.
know it's the
Because
first
it's
time
like
I ever seen her.
that's not a red carpet look to me. That's a attend the show, sit front row look to me. You
Like
know?
you go on the red carpet
You
and
know
then
when
you
you
go
go to those
backstage,
haunted houses and
change, and then you put that
neighborhoods,
dress on because can't nobody see it.
you know how when you go to haunted houses and neighborhoods during Halloween season and the kids be out there running? That's what she looked like to me.
But baby,
What do I know?
she is looking like Dionne Warwick. You know, she's playing her in Bio. So
Oh, but Tiana Taylor fine, honey.
yeah.
Her dress wasn't.
Okay, moving on. We have
There's a lesbian.
Julia Fox in. Come on, Marc Jacobs.
That was expected.
Michael, yay or nay?
I'm not going to say it again, but otherwise, this is horrific. Nay.
All right. Reese, yay or nay?
It's a nay for me.
Okay. You guys have. This is the context. She's at a Marc Jacobs runway show, so this is very right off the runway. They put her in looks that they want. It's not something you would wear to go to the grocery store in. It's a couture look off the runway. So,
Yeah.
Natasha.
It's still ugly.
Okay. Tamar, yay or nay?
I love this. I don't know why. I just love it because it's giving me like old school.
Because
Like,
you a slut.
and it's giving me like old school Madonna, like back in the day, like, and it is giving very grungy. I love grungy moments, and her makeup is chef kitchen for me. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Reese.
Yeah, it's a nay for me. I like the makeup, but it's a nay. I mean, I just think that Marc Jacobs has been missing the mark ever since he left Louis Vuitton. Just saying.
Okay, Shaq.
Agreed.
I think she the problem. I didn't like it when she ain't never had clothes on. Now she got them on, and I still be side eyeing her. It's her.
All right, Jonte.
Ashley, you said y'all might not wear it to the grocery store, but I for sure would rock this to the grocery store. Okay.
Dude, what? I
She
would go
looks
to.
like
What you mean? Get a
Richard Simmons
cheeseburger,
and Jane Fonda. Okay, that's what it's giving
honey.
me.
What you mean?
Second,
Okay.
second,
Okay.
past Richard Simmons and Jane Fonda, the makeup is horrible. But I'm telling you, I'm wearing this for Buns of Steel. That's what I'm wearing it for.
Okay, moving on. We have Miss Lawrence in Dolce & Gabbana and Carolina Herrera. Michael, yay or nay?
I'm just going to say nay.
Okay, Natasha.
Yay. This is definitely a yay.
Shaq.
He's so extra, but I like it.
Reese.
It's a yay for me. I love all the extra as a ballroom icon. I love it for her.
It fit him. Like it's for him, you know.
Tamar.
If you go to a ballroom right now, the girls is girling. This is a vibe, and I love it. And he been over the top since the Housewives, since he walked on the screen. He ain't never changed.
He look like he about to read you for filth.
Honey, read you for filth and give you $1 at the same time.
Okay.
All right, Jonte.
Absolutely nay. It's just too much. He looks like he should be on a Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center.
Not right.
Trees.
That's what Miss Lawrence is always giving us.
I love a Christmas tree.
Okay. Who did I call on? I'm sorry, Jonte threw me off with that one.
That was it.
Okay. We have, who is this?
Did I read the order?
I'm trying to get my list. Sorry, my phone froze. My phone is doing the most tonight. This is, I don't even have who this is in my notes, but I think it's, I don't know who it is. Oh no, this is Tina Chung, and she's in Ash Studio as well. I'm sorry. Yes, Michael, yay or nay?
I think Ash Studios 0 for 2 for me tonight. Nay.
All right, Natasha.
Why they do her makeup like that? That is horrendous.
All right, Shaq, yay or nay?
It's interesting. Cool with it.
All right, Reese.
I like this look, but I think her and Tiana Taylor should switch looks. Because if Tiana would have had that on, it would have ate a little bit more.
Okay, yes, you're right. Yes. Okay. Tamar?
Agreed. I don't like the posing, but I love the look, and I think on a different person. Like Tiana Taylor would have smashed it. It's like a smash burger. She would have got it together.
And that white dress would have looked better on her to me. On this,
Oh, for
on this
sure,
shape.
yeah.
Okay, Jonte?
I love the look, and I actually think it needs a veil. Like a, just a mini one. And the shoes need to go.
All right. And those were our looks tonight for Fashion Files. And to end the show, we are going to go to our Come Sit on My Couch. And the question tonight is, hold on. The question tonight is, how would you react if you found out your spouse lied about going to work every day and did not have a job? They left, they looked like they were going to work, they have a full suit uniform and everything. How long would it take you to notice? And how would you feel about this? Let's give our guest of honor the floor first.
Listen, if the bills is paid and you are safe and not bringing me home nothing I can't wash off with soap, I'm all right with it. But then again, I have never been in a long-term relationship. I have never been married, so I don't know if the terms change once you get in there. But I think I would notice immediately, like, I don't know. I think I would hope that I would pay enough attention to my partner to know if they not going to work. But yeah, that's just don't disrupt the household.
Okay, so hold on, Reese. I gotta spin the block on you. You wouldn't be mad at the fact that they're lying to you, but if the bills were paid, it would be okay.
I mean, I would probably be mad, but then I would have to take a look at myself and say, okay, well, why would they lie? You know, like what about our relationship is thrown off where you feel you would have to lie about where you're doing and where you're going. So I'm always kind of like one of those people that's like, okay, well, what's my part in it? And so that's kind of my thing. But
Okay. Michael.
I would definitely not be mad. I think my instinct would be sympathy first and foremost. I mean, at the end of the day, all I've ever wanted to be since I have been a young man was to be a provider. So I have never looked to a partner to be, bringing home money or anything of the sort. I think I would respond with sympathy because to me, a lot of people judge their worth by their career or the money that they make. And I would feel, really bad if, my partner decided to kind of go through this elaborate ruse because they felt some type of a shame about, the money they were making. And I would say, how can we work through this? What can I do to support you? I wouldn't be mad. Not in the least.
Okay, so we have Reese and Michael on the same page. Okay, let's see who wants to go. Natasha, do you want to tackle this?
Y'all got a lot of grace. Y'all got a lot of grace because why are you lying about something so basic about where you're going every single day? About having a job. That is something that is so basic. And if you're lying to me about having a job, what else are you lying to me about? I can't trust you about anything else. Are you lying to me about having another family? Are you lying to me about having some other kids out there? What else are you lying to me about? That is something that is so
that's a good
basic.
Point. Yeah, I can see that.
Basic. So if you don't have a job, but if you've been out there doing Uber Eats and everything else and you've been paying the bills, just say that. Clearly it's been sustaining us and I'm cool with that. Just say that. Just be honest about it. But don't lie to me about it because now you've opened up a whole new can of worms. And I need Dina on the line with me right now. Because Dina
okay, Shaq
will be here.
Shaq, go ahead.
I think there is this moment or at least for me, it has been in pairings recently, where I shifted from the first thing I wanted to do when something happened to me, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, was call the person I was with or the person I was interested in. And then there's a shift when things started happening and I didn't call them at all. And so when you hear something like this, remember we spoke on it earlier, and I said what Reese said, I haven't had time to sit in it. My first reaction is, why don't we tell each other things anymore? Like, what's happened between us?
Yeah, come on.
What's happened between us? Because you can remember that time when you told them anything. I just farted, and now, something devastating. And if you're hiding it, if you're lying about it, in some level, it's affected you, and it has hurt you. And when did we get to the point where we stop talking about those things? And so I think that you might want to explore the fact that you no longer tell each other everything and what's going on with that. So I think it might be a flag of you having a bigger problem, let alone whatever's going on financially. Because that friendship is the foundation.
Yes. Most definitely. Jonte?
Okay, so first of all, Shaq, my husband is my best friend, and ladies don't fart. Let's start there. Okay, we don't.
But
we
you know what I'm saying?
We whisper in our panties. Okay.
So I had a bad day, and then it's like I don't talk.
Okay, right. I understand all that. So, but to piggyback off Natasha, like, where are you going? Is it another family? Are you selling drugs? What are you bringing to me? Like, I don't care if soap can wash it off. I don't want it. It's a lot. I mean, morality and integrity are definitely on the line. I don't, Michael, with what you do and how many criminals you see and how many people you see lie, I don't know how you would have sympathy for this, because
everybody lies. That's what I've learned over these years. Everybody lies. Every single person I know, good and bad, lies. And if I tried to hold them all to account, I would have beef with everybody. And so I've just learned to let it all go. Every single bit.
But this isn't you having beef with everybody. This is your person for the rest of your life. Your till death do us part. I will wipe your ass. I will tell you the truth because I love you. So this is different.
I would think it was just rooted in their own kind of like something within themselves, that it didn't have much to do with me, that it had more to do with them and how they feel about themselves. And I guess I wouldn't take it personal is what I'm trying to say. I would think that it's a roadblock that they have that probably existed long before we were ever together. And I would try to have empathy and sympathy for that. I mean, I know I've got my own shit I've carried for all these years, right? And it's hard to unpack some of that hurt sometimes. That's where it would come from.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna hire you when I kill somebody.
And I would be there and I would listen to your story and I would not judge. Of that I can guarantee.
But no, this is a hard no for me, Ashley. They gotta go.
Oh wow.
They gotta go.
It's there. You gotta go.
Yeah. What else are you lying about? Like, why couldn't you tell me about this? I mean, how can I expect you to protect me and all the things if you gotta, put on like the uniform or the suit? That's really extra. You gotta put on all that and leave the house and get in your car like you're actually doing something. Lay in the bed and look for a job.
I don't know. Some seeds, once you plant them, they just grow, they just sprout. And I think when you plant seeds of doubt like that, and you lie about stuff like that, you start thinking about, like, what else have you told me that wasn't, or how many other times did I miss? Yeah, slippery slope.
Does anybody else have anything you want to add to this? All right. Well, we had a great show tonight. Reese, you can come back anytime.
Yes.
You have a
Thank you.
open door. I love to have
you. All right with me?
I'm so happy we finally got to do something together, and this will not be the end of it. Everyone else, I love you. Please like and share this, you guys. Like I said, our algorithm has changed in the past couple months, and we're trying to get it back where our views used to be. So please like and share. We will be reposting the show tomorrow and then clips throughout the week. Everyone have a nice night. Be safe. We love you. Cass, stay on. Everyone else, peace out.
Bye.